Hey guys, welcome to a new video. This is going to be my guide to killing the Abyssal Sire. What I'm going to do first is go over the requirements to get there and kill it and the stats that you may need, as well as your gear setup and then alternative gear setups. But this is mainly going to focus on, with this gear setup that I'm going to be using, you're going to be able to get 20 plus kills a trip. I've gotten around 26 or more. So just to start, the Abyssal Sire does require 85 Slayer to kill Abyssal Demons and Sire, so you only need 85 Slayer. And now in order to get there, there's a couple different ways. The best one to do is use a Drayman Staff and use the Fairy Rings, which you do need to start Fairy Tale Part 2. The alternative is to going through the Abyss, which is kind of a pain because you get skulled. So I'll be showing you how to use that method in a second. What I want to go over is your stats. I do definitely recommend having 88 magic so you can use Shadow Barrage because it stuns the Sire 100% of the time every time. So I definitely recommend getting 88 magic before starting this boss. As well as getting 92 magic, this is probably the highest mages you're going to want to get. Because this is your main source of healing while you are at the boss. Now you can use Blood Burst, but Blood Barrage is literally going to be the best thing you can use to get heals. So you don't have to bring any food. That's why in my inventory you see I don't have any food at the moment as well. So that's going to be your biggest source of healing. Now you can still do this boss without 92 mage, but you just end up bringing a lot more food like sharks, rockfish, things like that, versus bringing a lot of potions. So you get less kills per trip basically. And then other requirements, I would recommend having 85 to 90 plus melee stats as well as range. Range isn't that important, but I do recommend at least being able to use the Blowpipe. I'll show you that in a second, but this is the gear setup that I do use. I'm going to put alternatives for the gear in the description below about what you can use instead of max melee and range gear. But I do bring full bandos for the melee phase and the arc light. Arc light does, I believe, an additional 70% damage to demons, as well as the Demons of the Abyss. So this is probably the best in slot melee weapon that you can use for Abyssal Sire. Other than that, I would definitely recommend using a Hasta if you don't have it. And I would definitely recommend having at least 2,000 charges in your arc light before going to the boss. I've done a good amount of kills so far already. But as far as the gear goes, you can also wear, instead, if you don't have bandos, I would recommend bringing Varric skirt, and then maybe a torso for your chest plate. And I would definitely recommend bringing a Dragon Defender just to speed up your kills. If you don't have that, maybe bring a Dragon Fire Shield as alternative, or then Dragon Boots. I would definitely recommend bringing Unholy Blessing, one of the blessings at least, just so you can increase that prayer bonus, because you're going to need a lot of prayer. And then if you don't have an Amulet Torture or a Necklace of Anguish, I would definitely recommend bringing a Fury Amulet. And then you can only do this boss on task anyway, so I would always recommend wearing your Slayer Helm, and then bringing a Fire Cape. And then for the range switch, I'll show you here. There's going to be a part, I'll show you when I get there, but you're going to need to use range, probably one of the fastest ways to kill the vents that you have to kill. And I found out that bringing the Necklace of Anguish really speeds up the kills when doing that. But let's go ahead and get right into the inventory setup as well. With this inventory, I'm getting, like I told you before, 26 kills roughly per trip. Now, I take 1 sip of Super Combat for every 3 kills I do. So if you calculate that out, it's about 24 kills. But sometimes you can squeeze an extra one in there at the end. So minimum, I would say 24 kills unless you run out of other potions. But all of this should last you. I have 99 prayer, and I do take a sip of my stamina potion almost every kill, depending on how much I have left. And I definitely recommend bringing at least 2 Sanfew serums because the boss can poison you pretty hefty. So I would definitely recommend bringing these 2 because they do the same thing as a restore, but this does heal your poison. Now, you're going to want to bring a rune pouch. If you can't get a rune pouch, then I would maybe save a couple more inventory spaces. But you're going to want to bring runes for Shadow Barrage and Blood Barrage. Blood Barrage is going to be your main way to heal. And you're going to want to bring air runes as well. I bring house teleports because I do have the fairy ring in my house. Now, if you don't have a Dragon Warhammer, you can bring like a BGS, or maybe use the Arc-like spec, because it does lower your enemy's defense by 10% for the Abyssal Sire. So that's another option you have there. If you want, you can bring an SGS, but I find that if you have Blood Barrage, you're really not going to need it at all. So let's go ahead and get into getting to the boss. Now, there's a few different ways. There is a fairy ring right here, DKR. That's one of the ways you can get to this boss. Or I do have a fairy ring in my house, so I'm going to show you how I do that really quickly. So since I do have this fairy ring in my house, all you gotta do is equip the Drayman Staff. Last destination here is DIP, is how you get to the Abyssal Nexus, which is where the boss will be. And then I always go to the one all the way to the southwest. That's just my go-to location. Now, before I do start every trip though, I usually like to eat an anglerfish and take a sip of my stamina pot. So let's go back to the bank and do that really quick. So here we go. Before every trip, I eat an anglerfish to boost my hit points up high. Take a sip of that stamina pot, just so I have a little bit extra stamina before going to the boss, so I don't have to waste so many of my stamina potions. So like you just saw me get to the boss here, just use last destinations, the easiest way to get here. If you die, don't worry, your items do stay on the ground for at least an hour. So if you don't have that way of getting back, you can go through the Nexus. So I run all the way southwest, and this is the room that I usually stick to right here. Now, before killing the boss, let me go over a few different things with you as well. Alright guys, now before killing the boss, I usually drop one of the items on the floor that I need, because I'm going to need to equip this Blowpipe. So I equip all my range gear, and I go to long range. I run up to the boss, which you can see is right here, and then once I attack him with long range, I'm going to switch to rapid, so I stop attacking, and then I hit him with Shadow Barrage, which stuns him for a good amount of time. And then what you're going to need to do, right when he gets stunned, you're going to want to attack these respiratory systems over here. You can kill, the goal is to kill both of these before he spawns, and then run back over here, stun him again, and then go kill these respiratory systems. Now what I like to do before I do that, I like to go to setup quick prayer, and I leave this interface on. I don't hit done at all. I use that, and I'll flick Eagle Eye the whole time while killing those, and then I'll swap it again. I'll go to here when I'm attacking the boss, and then a final setup to there, and I'll flick a lot of the time. So I recommend having this setup here so you don't have to constantly go back and switch, and then you're not constantly coming back here to set up your prayers. So let's go ahead and do the first startup kill. Go pick up this anglerfish so it doesn't disappear first. Okay, so here we go. For the first phase, we're going to attack him once, go to rapid, switch over to your Shadow Barrage, hit him one time, and then you're going to go run over here. See, I have my Eagle Eye on. And like I said, with the Necklace of Anguish, it helps out the kills a lot. So then you're going to run over to this one now as well, attack it, and the goal is to hopefully kill both of them before he spawns up. There we go. So that's the first phase done. Now he's going to come up again, and you're just going to use the Shadow Barrage on him again. Right when he starts to stand, hit him again. Now go attack these two. And then sometimes you don't hit as well, which will cause these tentacles to attack you if you don't kill them in time. You'll see on their eyes right here, it'll start to open. If you don't kill them in time, you have to run back to the middle. I always recommend running right back here to the middle because they can't reach you from there if you run right here. So just really quickly, I do want to show you guys what happens if you do not kill these guys in time with these tentacles. So I'm just going to get this one pretty low. So you'll be able to see here, they'll start to open their eyes, and basically when that happens, you won't be able to deal basically any damage to these guys. So when that happens, run all the way to the middle right here where they can't hit you, because if you're in this area radius of either of these eyes, they will smack you for like 25 to 30 plus. So I just definitely recommend watching out for that. It's not worth taking that extra damage if you notice that maybe you almost killed this, but they're starting to come undone. Because if you don't kill it, they're going to smack you as you run out of here. So always just keep an eye on that. So now you're going to equip your melee gear again. I'm going to put on my Dragon Warhammer. I'm going to use its spec. I'm going to take my Sip of Super Combat. Then I'm going to switch my prayers to melee and piety. Hopefully we can get a big hit here. Come on. 2 zeros, that's unfortunate. But now I'll equip my arc light and I'll flick a little bit here. You're going to want to dodge those poison because it will poison you and they hit pretty high. So I would definitely recommend trying to avoid that. So you're going to melee him basically until he gets half health. Once he gets under half health, he's going to run forward up here. And then you're going to want to put your range prayer on. So I'll be right back once I get him down to half health. Alright, there we go guys. He's done at half health. Put your range prayer on. I always stand right here under this first line. And then you're going to want to run and attack him. You're going to want to dodge the poison that comes under you, and then he's going to teleport you. You're going to want to run back every time, or else that'll hit you like for a 60. So now you're going to want to run back and forth. I know this part's kind of technical. I always run back and forth a little bit until he gets about below 50 HP. Then I'll run back here, and I'll try and heal on these Scions. Get back up to full HP, and I'll try and finish him off. While trying to dodge. Oh, see now I'm low HP again. I'm going to go back and heal on these guys if I can click them. There we go, big heal right there, and then I'm going to run back, do it again. There we go, full HP. Hopefully we can finish him off here. And there you go. Oh, see, he does poison you, like I told you guys. That's why I bring the Sanfu Serum. So that's pretty basic for the first, for the kill. I'm going to do this a couple more times and let you guys watch how it happens. And if I didn't mention it to you guys before, when I told you that I stand right here, this is the radius that you want to be in. Oop. So from right here to here, when you're attacking the boss. So when you're down here attacking him, you want to stay within these 3 squares, because if you go one more over, he's going to be able to hit you there. And on this side, if you go one more over right here, he's going to be able to hit you there. So don't ever get close to these lines, basically, and you'll be perfectly fine. So after doing that first kill, you can see I'm running low on my run energy. So when I get around to 30 left, I usually take a sip of my stamina, just so it gives me enough run energy, because you don't want to wait until you get all the way down low, because you could still actually run out of run energy even if you have sipped your stamina. So I would definitely recommend taking a sip right around 30 left. And then you may have to juggle some drops so you have an Angler and some Pure Essence on the ground. As long as you drop them and go pick them back up a few times, and you'll be perfectly fine. You won't lose any drops. Okay, so here's another phase. Like I said, you want to switch to range here. He's going to do that right when you're able to attack him. Click him. You can get 2 hits in, then you're going to want to move to the left. Now the click radius for this is, it's pretty nice, because you can actually click over here and then click the boss, and you go exactly 2 squares over. So that'll help you a lot with your clicks instead of trying to click exactly on the side right there. So all you gotta do is click all the way over here and then back, and then click on the boss, which is pretty nice. Then you're going to run out here, like I said before, and you're going to want to get some good heals in. And then you want to run back. Make sure you watch your prayer though. Like I said, right when he's about 50 HP, that's when I usually go and start to heal, because with the arc light you can hit like 56s on this boss, and you don't want to kill him if you have if you're down to half HP. You know what I mean? So there's another drop. And like I said, you're going to have to juggle your food a lot, or your drops, with this inventory setup. Now, another plus is that you can actually heal on these vents when you attack them. If you got down to 50 HP by accident and you weren't able to heal back up, you can actually use your blood barrage on those things. Take a little bit extra time on the kill, but it'll save you from dying if you have no food left. I do kind of want to just show you guys this part again, because I know it can be kind of It can take a while to get used to because of the different kind of attack styles that he has. Basically, when he grabs his stomach is when he's basically when he's gonna put out the poison on the ground. And then every time you switch here, this is the spot I always run to. Like I said before, you want to quick pray, go and attack him right when you can. You can get about 2 hits in right here before you have to move. And then he's gonna teleport you in front of him right when he gets below 30% health. You want to run back. You can sometimes squeeze in a heal right there and then run back before getting hit by that poison. That's what I usually try to do if I am low HP. And then, like I said, just attack him right here until he gets down to below 50 HP. And then if you're low HP, then you want to run back and heal on all these spawns. You want to keep running back and forth though, because he will spawn that poison under you. So here we go. Going to go ahead and heal. Oop. Make sure you get a good right click on them. Up to 95 HP, so we're pretty good. Hopefully we can finish him off right here. Yep. And another kill done. Cannonballs, nice. So as you can see, guys, I did 3 kills safely with 1 sip of my super combat. Now I'm going to be, by the time I have to kill him again, I'm going to be below 110 combat stats. So I would recommend taking a sip. Depending on how much you've drained or how quickly you've done those 3 kills, you might be able to squeeze out another one towards the end of your trip. But I would recommend, just so you get faster kills, doing them within the first 3 sips and then take another one at the end. So I'll come back once I get kind of lower supplies, so you can kind of see how my inventory is set up. And another plus here, when you do get a lot of blood rune drops and soul rune drops. If you have your rune pouch with you, you can actually just put them right there in your rune pouch. Just a little plus to help save inventory space. I did have to eat one of my anglerfish because he did hit me pretty hard at the end of that last kill. So it's pretty nice just to have these extra food here, just in case if you need it. There it is, guys. Last kill. Total 24 kills that trip. Not bad at all. You can say I used exactly almost all my supplies here. So not too bad at all. If you do get some super restore drops, you might be able to help you stay a little bit longer, but 24 to 26 is really like the max you're going to get with this gear setup. Total about 1.14 mil in loot, guys, so not too bad for 24 kills. Also keep in mind about the runes, about 2,500 of each of these, so these are a decent amount, so I definitely recommend having a good amount of runes before you do start doing this. I'm not sure exactly how much that is, but I know the profit, definitely weighs out the amount of runes that you use, as well as your blowpipe. So it's not too negative on the gains that you make, but it's definitely profitable. And just keep in mind, guys, most important thing is you're gonna die a lot trying to learn how to do this. I know I did. I'm up to, I believe, 850 KC. I've gotten pretty lucky since I started. I've gotten about 16 unsired and 800 something kills. At least. I've completed 2 bludgeons. I've gotten 2 abyssal daggers. I've gotten like 3 abyssal heads, 3 whips. No pet yet. I do have another bludgeon piece in the bank, so I hopefully do want to finish that. I've been pretty dry this task. I've done about 130 or so, I would say, with no unsire drop. They're 1 in 100, so nothing yet. I guess it's kind of offsetting all of the ones I've gotten in the beginning. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope this guide will definitely be able to help you guys out. Like I said, in the description below, I'm going to have alternative gear setups to replace what I have here. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this guide in the comments. Smash that like button if you did like it, and hit that subscribe button. Peace out, guys.